Your agent worked perfectly yesterday. Today, it's crashed. You pull up the logs and you scan the code base. Maybe it's hallucination. Maybe the context window overflowed. The real problem is that you can't tell. That's because you're still debugging agents like traditional software, and that mindset's already obsolete. In order to understand, debug, and iterate on your agents, you need something new. You need tracing. See, with traditional software, we can design and predict behavior. If I process a refund, I expect a specific sequence. Card refunded, ledger updated, user notified. Every step is defined in code. If something breaks, we inspect logs and trace the issue back to a specific line. Agents don't behave this way. The same input can lead to different reasoning paths, tool calls, and outcomes. Our code now becomes scaffolding. We define the model, tools, and prompt. The decisions aren't made by us anymore. So when things go wrong, where do we look? We want insight into how our agent makes decisions. And for that, we need tracing. We can't see how a model reasons internally, but we can observe what it does. Every prompt, step, tool call, and message leaves measurable signals. Combined, these reconstruct the sequence of actions an agent takes. A trace. A trace captures the complete sequence of steps for a single agent run. For each step, the model's reasoning, which tools were called with what parameters, outputs, timing, and cost. But agents often involve multiple interactions. When a user has a conversation with an agent, each message creates a new trace. These traces are grouped into a thread, the full conversation history. Threads lets you see how agent behavior evolves across multiple turns. So when something goes wrong with your agent, the answer isn't in the code. It's in the trace or it's in the thread. So then how should tracing change the way you engineer your agents? Firstly, debugging is now trace analysis. When an agent behaves unexpectedly, the logic you're looking for isn't in the code, it's in the trace. Secondly, evals have replaced unit tests. Since that logic lives in the traces, you need to test those traces, and we do that with evals. Running them on past traces to test changes, and on live traces to monitor quality over time. And finally, product analytics has become trace analytics. The same traces you debug with also reveal usage patterns, friction, and failure modes. By looking at the trace, you can tell how users are trying to use your agent and where they're getting stuck. If in traditional software, observability is just exhaust you monitor, in agents, it's fuel. Traces power every workflow that improves your agent, which means that your observability platform should now become where collaboration happens. So next time your agent behaves unexpectedly, don't ask to see the logs. Ask to see the trace.